Hey, what's up, guys? This is Mansplaining Mike. This is the Mansplaining Mike Show. And today there was just an attempt on Taylor Swift's life, and I think it's important that we get into it for a lot of different reasons. Number one, I think it's going to be a false flag event. They're going to use it as a way to try to get people mad at all of the Muslim countries and try to tie them all to ISIS, which they're not. All of these Muslim countries definitely aren't tied to ISIS. A lot of them are actually fighting against ISIS. But as you can see here, it was two young men who had pledged allegiance to ISIS who tried to take Taylor Swift's life. And I don't want us to end up using this as an excuse to go to war with Iran or something like that. We have to really point out that Iran is against ISIS too. But in these tumultuous times, it would make sense for a false flag event and then try to blame it on the Muslims and all of the Muslims instead of the ones who are actually responsible for it, who is ISIS. So let's get into whose ISIS enemies really are first, so that you guys can see why I'm trying to make these comparisons. It's not just something I'm doing out of the blue or out of my hate for anybody. I don't hate anybody, number one. And number two, they're tied to a lot of these wars. They're at wars with Syria, the Syrian Arab Republic, the Syrian interim government. They're at war with Turkey. They're at war with the Syrian Salvation Government. And we just dropped bombs on Syria for Israel yesterday. I think that's important to point out too. Like, we're going to war with all of the countries who are actually at war with ISIS. So it's actually like ISIS is on Israel's side for this. And if they're on Israel's side, they would be on the American politician side, not our side as American citizens. They're at war with Hamas, Libya, Egypt, the Islamic Republic of Afghanistan, the Islamic Afghanistans. They've also done terrorist attacks on Iran. I'll get into that right here. I think this is the right slide. I hope so. Oh, this was Hezbollah, same difference. They did an attack on Hezbollah, and Hezbollah and Iran aren't necessarily connected, but they do usually tend to have each other's backs. So they got into it with Hezbollah, and here you can see that the United States had warned Iran about an ISIS terrorist attack that was about to happen in Iran. So Iran goes to war with them, Hezbollah goes to war with them, Hamas goes to war with them, and it seems to be all the same people who are at war with Israel. It's almost like Israel might be pulling at their puppet strings or funding them somehow. I wouldn't doubt it anyway. That's how a lot of this ends up being tied back to Israel. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but I wouldn't be surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised that Israel used its power over the media to try to convince people that it was a Hezbollah attack or an Iranian-funded attack, when really Iran and Hezbollah are fighting against ISIS. So I think we just need to make sure that we don't end up letting the mainstream media pull us into World War III just by saying Muslim. There's different Muslims, just like there's different kinds of Christians. There's Christian Zionists, and then there's Catholics. There's all different kinds of Christianity. There's all different types of Islam too. So don't get scared of every time it's Islam that we have to go to war with everyone in the Middle East, because a lot of the countries in the Middle East happen to be against ISIS as well. Just keep that in mind in the next few days when more information comes out about it. And just know that this is just my theory. It's my prediction that they're going to use it for that. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true, but I guess we'll find out in the next few days. Anyway, I hope the information was useful to you somehow, whether you're a Taylor Swift fan or whether you're into politics. I think this covers both arenas. So anyway, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.